Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Todd coming at you with another episode of Living Your Best Life. And you know what we do on the show, right? Well, if you don't, I'm getting ready to tell you. We invite professionals on to talk about what they do and how what they do is contributing to a healthier society, a wealthier society, just a better society in general, right? So these people are out there in the trenches each and every day helping people live their best lives. Now, today we have an awesome young brother that's going to be coming on and talk about how he's doing just that, helping people live their best lives. And even though, yes, he's particularly, talking to the young people, he has a message for everyone. From his humble beginnings in the Baltimore area to now helping people in the White House. So this is the man that's getting calls from the White House to come in and speak to their people. This brother is killing it out there, everybody. He's an author. He's a public speaker. He's a serial and awesome entrepreneur. So I want you guys to get in contact with him. Rodney C. Burris is going to be on the show, and please get in contact with him. I had an awesome time with him, and I know you're going to have an awesome time listening to this podcast. Now, he's on the other side, but before we get on the other side, I want to alert you that we have another challenge coming up, everybody. So I want you to get in on the challenge, all right? July 29th is going to be the next challenge, and we're going to have a webinar that's going to kick things off, I think maybe July 8th. So you make sure that you get some information on the challenge, because we are changing people's lives. People are kicking their medications to the side after they got the okay from the doctors. They're losing weight, of course, and they're just feeling much better. So make sure that you get on the next challenge starting July 29th. That is the Jumpstart Challenge. All right, so 30-day challenge. All right, so everybody, on the other side of this commercial, we are going to hang out with Rodney C. Burris. All right, so you guys take care. Todd Cheek, and I'll see you on the other side. Be good. Peace. And welcome back, everyone, to Living Your Best Life here, Todd Cheek. Of course, listen, as that commercial says, I want you to download the 50 foods, especially if you're over the age of 50, like I am, all right? You want to definitely cut these foods out. We don't need them. If you can't cut them out, at least drastically reduce these foods. Like I said, we don't need them. But anyway, enough about me. I want to get to this brother on the left or the right of me, wherever he is. Because this brother here, Rodney Burris, I am honored to have him on. This is a busy man doing some big things in the world, everybody. And I want everyone just to sit down. If I had like an audience or a clap thing, I want, people to start clapping because he deserves it. Rodney, he's out there. I mean, he's killing it. This guy, educator, national speaker, youth advocate, entrepreneur, businessman. He is what does Jay-Z say? He's not a businessman, he's a business man.
That's right.
Right?
I'm a businessman.
That's what we're talking about. Holds a BA in psychology. Johns Hopkins. I always get that S thing messed up.
Listen, it's a crooked little S that right in the middle of the word.
It throws the whole thing off.
That's right.
But also an MS in Masters in Nonprofit Management. I want to say, Rodney, man, thank you so much. I know you got a busy life, busy schedule, man. And I want to say I'm honored, man, to have you on for a few minutes to share your story and inspire all of us, man. Thank you so much for hanging out with us for a little bit today.
Man, Todd, I was looking forward to this. They don't know that we had a check-in, man. We just, wrapped a little bit. Your energy, your spirit, your vibe, it's good to be around good brothers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can tell it. Common, a rapper, one of my favorite quotes from Common, he says, "It don't take all day to recognize sunshine." Right? When you're around good people, you don't, man, was that a good dude? Like you already know, right?
Yeah.
You already know, man. And so that's what it was like. I'm honored to be here. You know, I told you they don't. I'm gonna share with them too. I'm opening up my network for this because I believe that the more of us that get connected, doing the
Yeah.
same stuff from our own ways, our own lenses,
Yeah.
it
Hmm.
only creates more and more good synergy. Right? It's a
Yeah.
multiplier effect. So thanks for having me, man.
Man, and that connect the dots
Yeah,
video that we talked about, we watched that one time with
that's
George
right. That's
Clooney.
right.
You
That's right.
know, that thing, and like I said, when I first watched that, man, and if you don't know, I'll put that link down, check it out because it's powerful. But what I want to say to you, man, is that I appreciate you for hanging out because this is the God's honest truth. I've never had a male on the podcast before, and I'm trying to figure out what is it that either we are not doing as men
Uh-huh.
that that women are doing, and it's like, okay, so am I missing something or what? But I want to say thanks, man, because and then on top of that, you're the first black male, first brother I've had on too. So I thank you for that, man. So I'm just wondering, are we missing something? Are we
Well, I told you last time, man. With see, you guys, y'all see Todd. He always brushing his teeth and doing his push-ups, and then he wonder why he keep contracting all of you know they all of that's why, man. Listen, you doing them push-ups, bro, eating your vitamins, you gonna get a whole list of ladies that want to be on the show, bro.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's how it works. But I'm gonna tell you this, man. I've had some phenomenal experiences in the last year. You know,
Hmm.
there's a cliche that says, it took me 15 years to be an overnight success, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
There's some truth in that because I have been doing this sort of work for a long time, for a long time. But I don't know. You said you're in your 50s. Did you ever play a video game ever? You ever just picked up the
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. Sometimes watching a person play a video game, I'm 42, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you watch a person play a game that you done picked up, a game that you tried, but when they do it, it's like, wait, you can go around there? You can do that? Yeah, and watching them play that same game opens up your mind to how to do it better, faster, quicker.
Yeah.
I'm about to give the game to what I believe can shorten, truncate the process from where we are to where we're trying to get to individually, whoever we are.
Mm, mm.
Because I believe that that's it, Todd. Like I believe that. So I'm gonna share it. I'm just gonna just put it out there.
Man, please do, because this is
Yeah.
this is golden right here, man.
All right. Let me give some context. I just got back from the White House. I'd have been to the White House this past year so many times. Sometimes I get an email and I'm like,
Gotta go again.
do I feel like
I get that email all the time, man.
it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing,
Yeah.
to be in a place where it's like, I gotta say no this time, man. I can't.
Wow.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. Um, I've been to a few different international places. Today is Friday. On Tuesday, I'm going to be talking about the stuff that we're talking about today for leadership within the Federal Reserve Board. Now, the Federal Reserve is a part of a three-pronged entity, a head
Hmm.
that controls our money, right?
Yeah.
So you have
Yeah.
the US Treasury, you have the Mint, you have the Federal Reserve. And they work together to audit, to print, to keep the interest rates, all that kind of
Hmm.
stuff. I'm going to the Federal Reserve headquarters on Tuesday to talk about this same stuff. How the heck do we get in there? I learned a word. There's a word called skiv. I don't even know how to spell it. Skiv. Are you familiar with it?
No, where did that come from? Because I'm curious now.
Okay. So I don't know much about it. I know that it references a place where you can't communicate. No wireless, no Bluetooth, no flash
Wow.
drives, no cell phone, no laptop, no nothing, right?
Hmm.
Because in those places, it's shut down, it's locked down.
Hmm.
It
Yeah.
was like that when we were in the Office of Naval Intelligence 2 months ago. 2 months
Yeah.
ago, we were at the Office of Naval Intelligence. And it's the same thing. We went through 3 checkpoints to get to where we needed to go. We were right outside of DC in Maryland, And the first gate, Todd, they just let us in. Like, yeah, come on, guys, we're gonna just put beer under your car, just check you out, sign the book, easy breezy. The second checkpoint was a little bit like, okay, here's the process. You know, you're gonna go around there. By the time we got to in front of the building where we were gonna go, the gentleman out there spoke like this: "Your car's not in park yet. Your engine is still on."
Whoa!
But yeah,
total
different, completely strapped in every sense of the word. Wow. Complete control. His face looked like it was made out of chiseled stone.
It's a robot.
Wasn't playing. So, you know, we was able to find parking and get in there and all that kind of stuff. But I say that to say, man, what I'm about to share with us, you may not want to go to the White House. You may want to have a better family relationship. Whoever it is, right? Not you, me, and you, Todd. I'm saying us.
Yeah.
I may want a better relationship with my kid that I ain't talked to in forever. I may want to get a different job. I may want to excel in this job. I may want to finally launch at something or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's possible. As a matter of fact, the word impossible, if you spell it out, it's two words. The second word is possible. The first one is I am. Even that. And so I know that sounds real ethereal, like, oh, Rod, what you talking about? But I'm going to share. Now, here's the deal. If somebody is doing something that looks good to you or whomever, that looks good to us, and they share how they did it, if the response that comes up out of us is, that don't make no sense, that ain't gonna work, put it to the side, but just know that the way that we've been going about it already has gotten these results. Right? So if the results that we're getting are fine, keep them. Don't add nothing, don't change, don't modify. But if there's a small part that wants to do something different, achieve something different, I'm about to share the Rodney C. Burris experience on what has been working for me. Take the meat, leave the bones. Take the portions of this, folks, good people, that feel good, and leave the rest of it. Put it on the shelf, maybe loop back around later. You ready?
Yeah. Man, you got me on the edge here, bro.
All right, bro. So there's something called a personal vision statement. Okay. A personal vision statement. Before I tell you the elements, because there are 4 or 5 elements that need to be involved, it's a short little blurb of self. Before I share what elements should be included in it, I'm going to read to you 2 of them. One of them is from a guy, I don't know if you've ever heard of him before. His name is Bruce Lee.
Okay, vaguely.
Maybe.
Yeah, vaguely. Yeah.
Okay. So Bruce Lee has one. He called it, I call it a personal vision statement. Bruce Lee called it he said, my chief definite aim. Both the ones I'm going to show you are written in their hand. These are like script. Okay, this is Bruce Lee. Now listen to what Bruce Lee said. I, Bruce Lee, will be the first highest paid Oriental superstar in the United States. In return, I will give the most exciting performances and render the best of quality in the capacity of an actor. Starting in 1970, I will achieve world fame, and from then onward to the end of 1980, I will have in my possession $10 million. I will live the way I please and achieve inner harmony and happiness.
Wow. That's from Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee wrote that. And he wrote this before 1970. So this is what, 68, 65, 62, 69? Before 1970. I don't know what the date is on it, but before 1970, he wrote, if we didn't see this happen in front of us, Todd, we saw this happen. Right?
Yeah.
He called it my chief definite aim. What I'm about to share with us, and I'm going to add a portion that this brother and the other gentleman that I'm about to tell that they didn't have, but we have access to it, and is what I do, okay? Let me read this other one. Now, this other guy, his middle name is Joseph. I don't know if you heard of him before. His middle name is Joseph, but his first and last name is Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Right? Okay,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
might have ring a
Heard
bell,
of
right?
him too. I heard of him also. Yeah,
Okay. So here's what Michael Jackson said, bro. Peep this, Todd.
yeah.
MJ will be my new name. No more Michael Jackson. I want a whole new character, a whole new look. I should be a totally different person. People should never think of me as the kid who sang ABC or I Want You Back. I
Mm,
should be a new, incredible actor slash singer slash dancer that will shock the world. I will do no interviews. I will be magic. I will be a perfectionist, a researcher, a trainer, a masterer. He wrote masterer. So I don't know if that was
yeah.
spelling.
I get where he's going. Yeah.
I will be better than every great actor roped into one.
Wow.
So Michael Jackson wrote, bro.
Vision, baby.
Did we saw this happen?
Yeah,
We
yeah,
I didn't realize in the 90s. Now I was a young cat in the 90s, but I
yeah,
didn't realize. I remember it was a big deal that he was going to do that interview with Oprah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't have the awareness that Michael Jackson didn't do interviews.
I didn't
Right?
either. I
I
didn't
didn't.
either. Yeah.
So reading this now as a grown individual, that he was like, I'm not doing no interview. So now it makes a lot of sense that they put it on prime time and they ran it with like this interview with Oprah. I didn't know.
Huge. Yeah.
I didn't know that he was like, I'm gonna look different. That's his whole saga. He said, I
Yeah.
want a whole different look. I want to be a whole new character.
Wow.
He
Wow.
We saw this happen. So
Yeah.
if we saw it with Michael Jackson, good people, if we saw it with Bruce Lee, and if I may say this, Todd, if the Bible says, write the vision, make it plain,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to share with you the elements that I believe go into a healthy personal vision statement.
Mm-hmm.
Take these pieces, my folks, construct your own statement of self, right? And then you're going to do a part that they didn't get to do. So I'm going to tell you the elements and then I'm going to tell you what I added to it.
Yeah.
Element number one, you write the future state of being in the present tense. I am, I am, I am, I am is a very, very, very powerful statement,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's
Mm-hmm.
the first thing. You write it in the presence. I am, whatever it is. The second thing, your entire blurb is bathed in gratitude and thankfulness. And I know that this don't sound like scientific data. I get that this, but I'm telling you what this is: take the meat, leave the bones, right? That's the
Yeah.
second element, gratitude and gratefulness. The third thing is the exchange. What are you contributing in exchange? Now, this doesn't necessarily have to mean like a deposit of dollars or money, but it
Mm-hmm.
needs to be some sort of contribution, giving of self.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to play it, visit the little kids in the hospital. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
to the old folks' home. I'm gonna sit with everybody's grandma that lives in my neighborhood. I'm gonna cut everybody's grass. Although I'm doing all of this stuff and start my little thing, I'm gonna push my lawnmower, whatever it is, right? Because life works cyclically. It's a
Mm-hmm.
inflow, outflow. It's the tides, it's the ebb and flow. So trees breathe out what we need to survive. They breathe out oxygen, right? We, it's gonna sound a little funny, we push off what they use as fertilizer. That's how
Mm-hmm.
life works. It's this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Lion
Yeah.
King told us it's the circle of life.
Yeah.
So it's no such thing as I get a whole bunch in, please give me, please give me, please give me, please give me, and I'm not putting out. You
Yeah.
get constipated like that. You get backed up. Is Can I do an example? I know
Yeah.
I'm
Please
on
do.
a
No,
roll.
man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
For example, for us, please give me, please give me. I just want this and I hope I get it. I hope that's equivalent to this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to. You have to, in order to have a healthy system, it has to be the inflow and outflow. So you build in, right? You build into, what am I contributing? And then what's the impact? By me doing, having, being, whatever it is that I'm envisioning in the present tense, that I'm grateful for, that I'm exchanging some sort of value for, right? Some sort of value for, what's the impact of that? What's that gonna look like? And then you put a time on it. It's 5 years. By 2026, or every March, or whatever your time structures are, whatever your mile markers are. Present tense, gratitude, the impact, the gratefulness. Did I already say the gratefulness?
Yeah, gratitude. Present tense.
Present tense, the gratefulness, the impact,
time.
The time. I forgot the fifth one. Goodness
gracious. Yeah.
But you take those elements, right?
Yeah.
You scratch out a statement of self. And then what I do, because something that I learned as a cognitive science major, is one of the most impactful things to building synapses in the brain, right? Our connections, is a sound. And the sound, the most impactful sound to the human brain, are voices. Not instruments, not trumpets, not gunshots, right? Like, but voices are the most creative, synaptically speaking, when neurons are connecting, right? Wires are firing together. The most impactful human voice sound is your own.
Yeah.
So, by example, I got a cup here, but it's some orange juice in it, so I don't want to knock it over.
Yeah.
Let's say that this is my cup of OJ, right?
Yeah.
I'm by myself. I make a mistake because I'm not paying attention. I knock it over, juice spill out. The words that come out of my mouth, stupid dummy. And I'm referring to the person who knocked over the cup.
Yeah.
That is more impactful on the psyche than any person saying something similar. So rewind it. When I was saying it's important to say I am and say it very healthily, that's because when we say I'm frustrated, I'm fed up, we are commanding millions, if not billions, of cells to get in alignment with what we're commanding. Now, this is real. This is scientifically back. The placebo study says, I give you an actual medicine, I give you a fake medicine. I want you both to tell yourself that you're taking something to make you healthy. The numbers are the same and are drastically better than the person that believes they're not being treated. So the person that doesn't believe they're being treated doesn't get better, statistically speaking. But the two people who believe they're being treated, I'm not saying medicine doesn't work, bro. I'm not saying medicine doesn't work. But if there are strong parallels between taking the actual chemical substance, the actual medicine, and me taking a salt or sugar substitute, a pill that dissolves, but I think it's a little white pill, that's the same stuff. I'm improving, tumors are shrinking, right? Holes are being filled up, livers are healing, kidneys are cleaning out, kidney stones dissolving. It's something to it. Statements of self are so unbelievably powerful.
Yeah.
It's why when I saw Todd online and he said, we're going to live our best life and we're going to do what we got to do to shape this thing that we're trying to get to. I said, I got to connect with this brother. Because if I believe nothing else, I believe what this guy's talking about because I see it. I see it. I see it. The personal vision statement, record it in your voice, set it to music. Use Instagram, use TikTok, put it on private so people don't hear your crazy stuff, right? It ain't for everybody. It ain't for everybody. But you do it privately, you record it, use the little tools. I have two versions of mine, Todd. One version is set to an upbeat thing, and I listen to it throughout the day. Where my little thing at? This being my all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
All the time, right? And then I have another version that's the same wording, but it takes longer for me to say it because I say it slower, calmer. And I say calmer music, real like just melodic kind of tones. And I listen to it all through the night. I am going to become different and better. The stuff that I've been seeing recently within my own life are exactly reflective of things in my personal vision statement. So you got Bruce Lee,
Yeah.
You got Michael Jackson. You got this funny looking dude saying the same. Either all us crazy and this don't work and it's just a bunch of coincidence.
Yeah.
Something to it.
Or there's something right and right about it. Powerful stuff, man. And I don't think enough of us I think we get so caught up with life
Yeah, man.
that we forget to really focus on us
Yeah.
as ourselves.
Yes.
And I run a 30-day challenge,
Okay.
and on that first week we're pretty much doing a detox. We're just getting rid of a lot of mental stress
Yes.
and physical stress, and we're just really kind of like doing a whole purge. And so what I always, well, part of the program
Mm.
is I tell each and every participant to do what's called the 10 commitments. Write down 10 commitments. We have the 10 commandments. I want to know what you commit to
I like that, man.
life,
I like this.
and not just your health, but your life,
Oh,
because you want to write these things down.
that's
And so in the challenge, we ask them to come when we come together on a Sunday night. I say, listen, I want you to share what your commitments are to the group, because I
right.
want you to be bold about it. I want you to speak it, loud and really resonate. Let it resonate. And
Yeah,
so that's. But like you said, it's going back to the conversation that you're having with yourself
yeah,
often.
yeah, man.
I commit to, not I want to.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Words matter. You
Words
know,
matter, bro.
yeah, yeah. Not I will, but I commit, or I am, like you said. One of the most powerful words you can kind of like. Everything after that, you know, gets out into the universe.
I am is powerful, bro.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So let's go back a little bit, man,
Yeah.
because you have shared some high level thoughts. And like I said, I want to know where you come from,
Yeah, man.
because you probably weren't always this person. You may have,
No, no,
but
no,
I know
no,
that you
no,
came
no.
up on some that rough Baltimore area.
That's right. That Baltimore,
Yeah,
Maryland, man. I was born here in the city. I was born at that funny name place, Johns Hopkins
yeah,
Hospital.
Johns Hopkins, man.
That's right.
Yeah,
I was born at that hospital. And my family, my mom, dad, myself, I'm the oldest boy. I got two younger sisters. My parents were experiencing some tough issues, domestic
yeah,
violence. We had
yeah.
different things going on, drugs in the house when I was, well, not in the house per se that I saw, but substance
Mhm.
abuse issues, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And one day it got real bad, bro. Like it got real bad. And here's the crazy thing about it. I didn't know that it was bad at all. Right. I mean,
yeah,
I was a little kid,
yeah.
a lot of times, man, there's a difference between healthy environments and normal environments. And
Hmm.
everything that's normal to see. Oh yeah, I always see him throw her into the wall. That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
normal. It ain't healthy.
yeah,
And so my norm was my norm was my norm, right? I never saw my dad throw my mom into a wall. I never saw that. I saw some other crazy domestic violence stuff that I don't need to get
yeah,
into at the moment.
yeah.
But um at one time there was a fever pitch of that stuff happening. And my dad went and passed out on the couch, right? He was done. And my mom was like, this will be the last time. And I'm gonna take that little red gallon of gasoline and I'm gonna burn him in this house up. That's what my mama said.
Wow.
And as she was getting things prepared, she had a moment of clarity. It's like, you don't want to do this.
Mm.
You're not crazy. She tells this story all the time.
How old were you at the time, man?
7.
7.
I was 7. I was upstairs. She was holding my little sister. So I told you I got two little sisters. My youngest sister was about 2-ish
Hmm.
at the
Hmm.
time. And me and my other sister was upstairs snoozing the night away when all of this commotion was happening on the first floor. Um, she took me and my little sisters and threw us in a car the next day or so. And Todd, she drove until she felt safe.
Mm.
I ended up in Florida. We were in Bmore. We were in Maryland. It was snow on the ground. We went to sunny Florida. It took a day and a half. She just
Get
drove.
away.
And we lived in city rescue mission for a while. We lived in a car for a little. I remember we used to have the styrofoam. During cookout season, we upon it. It's here. You go to the grocery store, you get the little styrofoam cooler. That was our fridge for a little bit. That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I remember, so I was one of those cats, man, that on paper I was two different kids, right?
Yeah.
I was getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Kicked out of class and all this
Yeah.
stuff. Right? He's disruptive. He's nice. He's a good boy, but that was me, unfortunately. And then Todd, I had grades that looked like, who is this? Where's this little IQ genius? Like,
yeah.
Standardized test. I really knew it was something because it was happening in Baltimore when I was in elementary, like first and second grade.
Yeah.
Oh, he's probably come over here. You just go like you don't know. I didn't know. But when I was in Florida, there was a principal of the school I was in I didn't really like. I don't know why I didn't like him, but the other kids didn't like him, so I didn't like him. I was new to the school.
Okay. Yeah.
They were Mr. Star, big old tall white man. And I remember towards the end of the year, I had got called to the office and my parents were there. I think my mom was there. I don't know. But I remember getting called there and Mr. Star there, and I don't know what's going on. And he was smiling and he's talking about something and the percentile and the scores and all this other kind of stuff. And my mom's like, you did really good. And I remember thinking that I remember taking a test. It wasn't, I don't want to say it was easy because that sounds right.
Yeah.
I never saw that man smile at me. I also don't know if we were bad little kids because that wasn't a great little school I was in.
Yeah.
But I say that to say, man, I was that kid, like honors classes and then almost getting expelled, like all that kind of. So I was
night
and day. And I remember in high school, you start getting what you want to do, what you want to be.
Yeah.
I didn't know, and then I decided to be a doctor because of Heathcliff Huxtable.
Yeah.
Right. Thursday nights was amazing.
Man, that was the night there, man.
Right. So I was like, I'll be a doctor, right? I'm gonna have an office in my house, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
And my dad had come to Florida with us for some years. He came after we left. He was there for some years. It got real bad again.
Oh, wow.
And somehow he decided to leave.
Okay.
He went back to Baltimore when I was 12.
Yeah.
Okay. So from 12 to the first part of high school, I really don't have a lot of contact with my dad.
Yeah.
As I'm applying to colleges, I learn about some rinky-dink school in Baltimore. Now I'm getting packets from Yale and letters from Harvard and Cornell and Brown and all these kind of places. And I heard about this rinky-dink place that I never heard of in Baltimore called Johns Hopkins University. Never heard of it. I heard of Yale. I heard of Princeton. I heard of Stanford. I heard of
Yeah.
I ain't heard of no Hopkins.
Yeah.
But I knew I wanted to be a doctor.
Yeah.
And I figured that if they're connected to the hospital, which was an internationally ranked hospital, big name, that is probably good for medicine, I'll throw my hat in the ring. That's what I told everybody. The truth, Todd, was that Johns Hopkins University was in the city of Baltimore. Who else was there? My daddy.
Oh, wow.
Dad was back in B-More. I was going to find my dad, bro. Like, that's why I was going to Baltimore. I applied to one school. I applied to Johns Hopkins University. I got accepted.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. I mean, I've had some really amazing experiences. I didn't start this version of myself until about 10 years ago, though.
Okay.
This version of just really like shaping my life, living my truth, becoming different and better intentionally. This has been like a 10-year or so, back when I was about 32 years old.
Yeah.
And yeah, man.
So are you connected with your dad? Did you connect with your dad when you went to?
I found him.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
I
But
go ahead.
mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. Yes. I remember one of the first. So I would find them and lose them. Find them and lose them. Find them and lose
Okay, okay,
them.
okay, okay.
Stretches and then find them
Yeah.
again and lose them. My dad did construction work,
Hmm.
carpentry, handyman. He could lay concrete, wires,
Okay.
plumbing, roofing, and he
Yeah,
was excellent at it. Like he
yeah.
could work, and three guys could work. He would be done, and it looks great, and it would be halfway done, and it looks like a jalopy, right? Like he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
good at it.
yeah,
He was a very rough person. He was a
yeah,
very prideful,
yeah,
quick,
yeah, yeah,
quick
yeah.
temper, ready to put hands on anybody at any time
Oh
kind of
wow.
guy.
Yeah.
You watch him work, and he would hit this zen, Todd. It would be this peace.
So that was his getaway.
Remember the
That's
guy, what's his name? Bob, is that his name on PBS?
Bob Bob the Builder.
No, the painter.
Oh, the painter guy with the afro.
That'd
Yeah,
be my dad. My
yeah.
dad would be up
So
there.
he would go into a whole other character.
Yeah. Bob was gone. Yeah,
Yeah.
my dad would shift and become Bob, whatever that
Oh,
guy's
yeah,
name. He would
yeah,
be
yeah,
he would become that guy, right?
yeah,
I mean, he put on. I love Temptation so much. I
yeah,
love all of them. He would play that stuff. Just
yeah, yeah,
CDs,
yeah, yeah.
CDs of all of this stuff, and it would just be permeating through whatever work zone we was in. I worked with him for a little bit in Baltimore. We actually had a construction company here now
Oh wow.
for a
Yeah,
few years. We really tried, man. Shout out to my dad. We
yeah.
really tried to reconnect. He got remarried.
Okay.
He became a better pop than he
Yeah,
was father,
yeah,
but
yeah. Gotcha,
that's
gotcha,
okay.
gotcha,
He was a
gotcha.
he was a good pop to them. They loved him. They needed him.
Yeah.
He was there. He was present. I remember one time he called me, Todd. He's like, "Hey, son, I ain't gonna be able to get together with you." I'm like, "What's up, man? Like, we got this such going on for the company." Like, yeah, man. But the little young dude that was in the family on that side, he was like, he got a parent teacher night, man. I gotta go.
Oh wow. Yeah, yeah.
I ain't never known you to go to no parent teacher. Not never. I was proud of it though, Todd. And
Yeah, exactly.
proud of it. It
Yeah,
didn't hurt. It didn't feel like, man, like you can go to his stuff. You didn't go. It didn't feel. I
yeah,
could jab about it because I'm aware. I get the joke of it. Like, what? You ain't going to no parent teacher class.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But it wasn't painful. I was proud of him, man. If I can say it, if you can say that you're proud of your dad, because he's still my dad, right?
yeah,
He ain't my
yeah,
little kid or something like that. He's still my
yeah.
dad. But I was proud of him, man. And we just made it work other ways, and we built a nice relationship.
That's awesome.
That he
That's
transitioned
awesome.
about 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Laid him to rest on my birthday about 2 years ago.
Wow.
That's a thing when my birthday comes around and just kind of reminiscing about
Remember and yeah,
what I do
yeah,
and didn't know.
yeah. Bittersweet. That
Bittersweet.
is bittersweet. But that says a lot about him, like you said, because if we look at it, if we look at life, man, life is about growth. And I had a conversation with somebody the other day about this. It's about growth. You are definitely not the person you were 10 years ago. I am not the person I was probably yesterday,
Right.
so it's and for us we have to give grace. We have to give to people, particularly our parents, and to watch him, like you say, go from the person that he was to,
Yeah.
I got to attend, a parent, and it's like, wow, this guy, what, like you said, it wasn't a point, it wasn't, you didn't feel angry about it. It's
I
like,
wasn't
wow, I'm
angry,
proud of you,
Todd.
Pop, because
I was
this is,
proud
this
of him,
is,
man.
yeah, this is showing growth. And
He was
that's what
becoming
it's
a
all
different
about,
person.
man.
I'm
Yeah,
talking about him next month in Detroit, man. This month. We're here. It's
yeah,
June.
yeah.
So there's a stage called Twisted Storytellers. And I don't
Hmm.
know why it's called Twisted. Because if you, to me, it's like the stories should be crazy, or it's not, like the logo and stuff like that made me think it was like dark or sinister or something.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah.
But it's not. It's run by a woman named Satori Shakur.
Okay.
Okay. They have this venue that they in, and once a month they pack it out. And instead of watching a movie, they bring featured people to come and tell a story. just to
Mm.
just to engage
Mhm.
us and enthrall us. And it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours of each person telling an installment of a story. I'm telling a story by the time I almost died, fortunately, in trying to prove a point to my dad who wasn't even there when I was doing the crazy stuff. Right.
Mhm.
But in my mind, if he could see me, Todd, he would know I ain't no punk.
Oh wow.
Right.
Wow. Yeah.
Crazy, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so anyway, my dad told me one day, we were sitting in his truck and he talked about me bad to my face, but he didn't. He gave me a compliment, but I heard it bad. I heard
Mm.
it bad.
Yeah.
He called me weak,
Mhm.
but he didn't call me weak. He said that I was strong enough to be weak, to allow myself to embrace weakness when needed. I
Wow.
couldn't hear that. That didn't
Yeah.
make it wasn't deep to me, Todd. That was like,
Yeah.
right? Like I didn't
That
like
was
it.
straight up. I'm weak. That's all
Right,
you
right, right.
saw.
That's all I heard. I hear what you're trying to say, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I put myself in a crazy situation, trying to prove a point. And it wasn't like an illegal situation. Thankful for the things that weren't so legal that I got close to. I was always kind of buffeted out.
Mhm.
Never
Mhm.
got entrenched in anything, man. And I'm grateful for that because there was a period of time where I could have gotten entrenched. And it was always like I got to touch it and get out, like go. Like you go do something else. Or I go and somebody be like, hey, let's come over here. Like how you distract a little kid and
Yeah. Yeah.
that happened to me, Todd, time and time again as it related to going down horrible paths. I probably could have fought better, like ignored the good stuff. I'm grateful to have had the heart, right? The humility or whatever it was that allowed me to take those outs when they came. Because I would have ended up like everybody else that ends up, right? You end up in a
Yeah.
box,
Yeah.
either a box
Yeah.
with bars or a
Wow.
box in the dirt.
Wow.
But yeah, man,
Blessed. Blessed.
yeah, it is, man. It is blessed, but I don't want to make it that simple because sometimes blessings feels like a lottery win, and it feels
Mhm.
like the lightning struck over there, but it won't strike twice and it won't strike for me. I
Mm.
won't get in
Yeah.
that lottery. And so I do want to call it blessing. I yes. And I really do believe, man, that I don't know this to be true for myself. I'm gonna use a parallel that I don't know to be true for myself.
Mhm.
I've been taught the idea that after all of the labor and delivery, all of the contractions and the pushing, all of
Yeah.
the pain and duress and the discomfort, holding that baby in her arms after all of that is almost as if it takes away with just that labor, that deliver, that
Yeah.
hardship. It's almost as if
Yeah.
it's like the
Yeah.
way we evaporate dreams every
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of gone. Well, if that is true, if that idea has any semblance of truth to it, once we start on the path of living our truth, of shaping the life that we want to live, of being open to ideas now, positive now, I believe that just like how all of that duress and struggle just kind of, not that it didn't happen because it shapes us,
Mhm.
it,
Mhm.
it conforms us to who we need to be probably for the next leg. But the pain of it doesn't have to be something that we carry with us forever. I believe that. And I believe that we have agency in that. And I
Mhm.
don't believe that it's just a series of fortunate blessings and windfalls that come. I think that's a part of it. But I
Yeah.
think if there was a windfall, Todd, that if me and you were like eating some wings and we was kicking it together, like we watching the game. I like fights, by the way. I'm
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
UFC.
Yeah.
So that's what I would be watching if we was eating wings somewhere. But if a person, if something happened in front of us, and me and you were so enthralled in the fight,
Yeah.
it wasn't in front of the TV, it just was around us. But
Yeah.
it's already noisy. It's already loud. It's already
Yeah.
people talking. It's already people drinking. It's already, if we are not attuned to that part of what's going on, it would be like it never happened. We were like, what happened? It was damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
We wouldn't even see it. We wouldn't
Yeah.
even see it, right? And so there's blessings that happen in our life, man. There's opportunities, there's givers, there's mentors, there's doors. But if we are in a mindset that you don't like me, you
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna say no, man. I knew something bad was going, man. It's just a matter of time. I was waiting on it. You're waiting on the bad thing. You're
Yeah.
requiring
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Require it, and it has to happen. It has to happen.
Yeah.
And so I require good. I require Todds in my life.
Wow.
Respectfully, we didn't have a choice but to run into each other. I look
Yeah.
for you, bro. But
Yeah.
I look
Yeah.
for you in my life, and I look for the Todds that are around because y'all are out there and y'all are doing little stuff and y'all are doing big stuff and y'all serving food and some of y'all drive trucks and some of y'all are doctors.
Mm-hmm.
And I look for you. And the people who, true story, I know I'm talking, you got darn here,
No, go, man. Please do.
brother. I had a medical scare, crazy
Mm-hmm.
medical scare, man. This is crazy. Uh, I was starving, ain't eat for a long time since the day before, whatever it was. Right, I had to go
Yeah.
do something with one of my kids. I went to a spot, big old plate of hot food and rice and gravy, and I forgot what kind of meat it was and greens, and it's like big hot tray I got from something.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in my car, and I hadn't drank anything, like no water, no juice. No, so this is already like 11, 12 o'clock midday. I've been up for several hours. I get up real early. I've been up. I haven't eaten. I did work out in the morning. My system is depleted. This food's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. Ain't this how you hold forks, bro?
Yeah. Yeah. That's how we do it.
I shoveled that thing up, man, real good.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Put a wad of all the stuff right in my mouth. Swallowed it. But it was
Mm-hmm.
too much and I didn't chew it. I'm trying to inhale it.
Wow.
Kind of got stuck a little bit.
Stuck.
So I didn't want to go through the whole, oh, I'm choking, it's lodged in my throat. Let me spit it up. I
Yeah.
don't know what I'm gonna do. Let me just wait. I didn't feel like that. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna eat this. I'll chew the next bite. I'll calm down after this, but I'm gonna swallow this. Whew, brother. I forced swallowed a large. This is the first time I'm telling this story live like this.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm exaggerated maybe. It probably wasn't this big. It was a large wad of meat and rice and greens and whatever else was on that
Yeah.
board. And I forced it down. Todd, brother, when I tell you that I felt a searing pain go down the middle of my body, because as it turns out, my esophagus was ripping, bro, because it was like a
Ooh.
tube that just
Wow.
stress split. I have broken bones. I have been in fights. I have
Mm-hmm.
jumped off stuff. I have
Yeah.
sprained stuff. I have never
Never
in
compared to this.
I've never felt the pain like this in my life. I have been cut, not cut like a knife,
Yeah.
cut doing stuff where you cut
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
Step
Yeah.
on a nail. I stepped on the nail more times than I can. Three times I stepped on the nail.
Yeah.
Like who does it more than once? I did it 3 times.
Yeah.
Um, car accidents, but I wasn't hurt in the car accident I was in. That was a
Yeah.
miracle. I
Yeah.
walked out of that, helped the lady, and was talking to the EMTs and all of
Right.
that.
Yeah.
So I can't really compare that because there was not. I didn't get any damage from the car accident, but stuff that I received damage from, like
Right.
it's like if all of those things, the highest thing of that is level 10.
Wow.
This was like 1100. It wasn't on the scale, brother. I've never ever felt a pain like this in my life. I felt it. It was a searing pain. I didn't realize that my esophagus was ripping. Actually, let me tell you how bad it was. I was sitting in my car. I'm in my house right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In my car, outside of my house, and I said, no, no, no. Like when I felt it happen,
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because I knew this was bad. I was like,
Something
this.
was wrong. Yeah.
I say all of that to say, I ended up having to go to 2 hospitals. I got transported in the middle of the night with the ambulance from one hospital to the next. at the second hospital, the head of gastroenterology came to me, foreign guy,
Mm-hmm.
but he came and he was talking to me, and oh man, I was in so much pain the night before, but I had started healing a little bit. I started feeling better a little bit, not
Mm-hmm.
complete. But he was concerned. I didn't know that at the time. This is what this brother said to me. He said, "This condition has a death rate." Now, I didn't know that what I experienced was something that people experience. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know this was I didn't know people was going around doing it. I had to get a couple MRIs, right? They
Mm-hmm.
scopy, what they call it, endoscopy, the look
Yeah,
light.
endoscopy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, he was like, "This is you're gonna be in here for about 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
Uh, you're gonna be on just clear liquid most of that time. He's like, you won't be on clear liquid until the end of the first week. The first week is just IV only.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, then you're gonna be on clear liquids. At the end of 2 weeks, we're gonna be monitoring you every other day, doing the scope every other such and
Yeah.
such. Then we're gonna let you go. Soft foods only, applesauce, stuff like that. Nothing solid. And then you go to soft solids, mushy breads, that sort of
Mm-hmm.
thing, mashed potatoes, that sort of
Mm-hmm.
thing. And then you can start getting into, forgot the word they called. It wasn't called edibles. That's something different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
you got it, got it something else. And I remember him telling me that on day one. And I remember walking out of there 2 days later,
Yeah.
and I healed up. And I wasn't in there for 2 weeks, and I wasn't on. I hear they actually went and scoped it again and was like, "You're doing it," but I felt better. So it felt
Yeah.
like the Wolverine stuff. I was grateful to the Lord, but I was like,
Yeah.
when he told me that people die from that, my
That's
thought
crazy.
that was one of my thoughts. That's crazy. And here's my other thought. Dang, that's bad for them. I wasn't included in that. And I say that humbly and respectfully, but in my mind, that didn't involve me.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
give that whole long medical story to say there's a certain leverage that we get in life in shaping our truth, living the life that we choose to live. There's a certain strength that has actual outcomes when we say these things are reflective of me and my truth that I'm going to live and I'm going to look for and I require it. And those things respectfully don't have nothing to do with me. I'm walking down
Mm-hmm.
the street and somebody say, "Hey, you dummy." And I turn around mad. Like, why you call? He wasn't talking to me. He wasn't talking to you. I don't
Yeah.
know who he was talking to. They don't have nothing to
Yeah.
do with it.
Yeah.
Respect. That's a
Yeah.
life principle, bro. And I
Yeah.
believe that. I believe it,
It's what you answer to.
man.
It's all about what you answer to. And that's a huge part of the challenge
Yeah,
of
man.
growth and all. Because a lot of times we do answer to that negative.
Yes.
And when all the positives, because um when we get a compliment, a
Yeah.
lot of times, a lot of times we tend to shoot down the compliment. Uh, you know, instead of just accepting the
Right.
compliment,
Right.
because we haven't accepted that higher part of ourselves, and that takes work. It takes awareness, and so I catch people
Love
often,
that you said.
when I do compliment someone, and they, a lot of times, yes, you do get a thanks, but like I said, a lot of times, depending on how uh, close the relationship is, you know, um, their true selves will kind of, show. And when you give them a compliment, it's like, whatever. It's like, no, I'd rather you just say thank you,
Just say,
and it's not about me, of course, but just it's okay to receive it. It's actually okay.
what's the problem with that, bro? That
Talk to me.
that statement of, "Oh, I didn't give it." Well, you got nice hair, or you did good, or whatever it is, and I'm like, well, I messed up on the other thing. That
Yeah.
what's underlying that is a condition that requires lack.
Mm.
It requires base level of living. It requires poverty. And so that's rooted. So little small benign statements of, I'm okay. I don't need nothing. I don't need much. Y'all go ahead. Don't mind me.
Mm-hmm.
I just need enough. If I could just get my bills paid. I'm not, those statements require, think about it. When my statements are, I just need enough to get my bills paid, I go through years of having enough to pay my bills.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because
Yeah.
like we were talking about earlier with the commitment, not what I should or want to do or wish I could do, but once it's a commitment, it has that requirement. Like this has to happen.
Yeah.
If they don't ever talk to a Rodney and a Todd, and they don't ever hear us going back and forth about these kind of ideas, it doesn't negate the fact that we all in fact get the life of our truth. We
Mm.
do. We get it. Now, whether I know the speed limit or not, don't mean that I still can't get pulled over, that I'm not speeding, I'm not going too slow. Whether I know about Newton's law of gravity or
Yeah.
Einstein's theory of relativity, me knowing or not knowing, being aware, doesn't dispute the fact that the law of that exists.
Yeah.
The law of what my truth is what I will live. If my truth is deep down, I believe, and people get a lot of money, they get a little evil, it gets them away from truth, from being a good person. If that's my
Yeah.
truth, no matter how much I state, man, I'm just trying to get some more. I'm just trying to, man, just get them. I will always figure out a way to let myself out, to miss the phone call, to not show up to the thing, to not see Todd when he's coming with an opportunity for me that could be great for me, whatever it is, because my truth that I have to live, we all do. You can't even choose it. It's like breathing. You
Mm-hmm.
have to.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even
Mm-hmm.
make yourself stop breathing. You can't make
Mm-hmm.
your heart not beat. You can't make
Mm-hmm.
yourself not live your truth, your real, actual truth. We
Yeah.
all do.
Yeah.
The difference that Todd is giving and crazy old Rodney is trying to give is that if you gotta breathe, you can practice breathing.
Yeah.
If you gotta have a heartbeat, it gotta be frantic. You can live in a state where you control how it beat, but it's gonna be. Your truth is gonna be what you live.
Mm.
Be intentional about it, man.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's the word right there, man. Intentional. And brother, I got to get you back,
I
man.
would love to, bro.
Yeah, I definitely got to get you back because you have such uh, 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 so much more that I want to talk about and I want you to share and emotional intelligence.
Oh, we didn't even, we didn't even really
You
get.
know, that's I want to, there's like I said, I got to get you back because I really want the audience, and my people to understand the difference between emotional, and like EQ and IQ.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And so there's, I want to dig into your mind even more so. And you've got some books out there, man,
Yeah,
on your
man.
site, man. And I gotta grab up, a couple of them. The one that caught my attention
Yeah.
was, man, it's something about money. It's a few different topics.
Yeah. Let's get off the cycle, right? So
Yeah, the cycle, that's what
yeah,
it
get off
was.
the
Yeah,
cycle. So the whole premise, I know we got to get out of here. The whole premise about the the cycle books, right,
yeah,
is we relive things. We relive
yeah,
scenarios. We find ourselves in relationship with the same type of person,
yeah.
wants the same type of jobs, being let go for the jobs for the same reason. Companies
Hmm.
don't even know each other, right? Let us
Hmm.
go for the same reason.
Yeah,
We mad out each time, right? After a while,
yeah,
there's a common denominator, right? There's an agent that's there, and it's me. And if we can parallel the cycle to a bicycle, if
yeah.
we're bicycles don't move by themselves.
Right.
Bicycles are perpetuated by the rider. Our cycles, by a parallel, by analogy, are not perpetuated on their own. We're not victims, bro. And I know it
Yeah.
seems like, well, that just happened, and that just happened, and bad things do happen. Good things do happen. There's a difference between something good happening and us enjoying it. Joy is an eternal choice. There's a difference between something painful happening and us suffering. Suffering is a choice. Something being hard versus struggle. Struggle is not the same thing as effort. Effort sometimes is what it takes when it's hard, when it's difficult. But the struggle is a mental joint that goes along with it. We put negative emotion to go along with that effort. Now it's a struggle. Now it's suffering. When we put positive emotion with it, now it's enjoyable, it's pleasurable. But something good can happen that we don't really find pleasure in. No, wow. I like it. It's okay. Right?
That's crazy. Yeah.
Anyway, man, the cycle books help us see our agency.
Yeah.
Help us see, are we controlling this? If we're on a bike and the handlebars don't work and we go this way and the bike go that way, we would get off that cycle and walk, run, do something different. Yeah. If we're on a bike and we're pedaling, driving it, passion, making it go, but it's not working, the pedals don't work, we don't have to drive to do the thing anymore. The thrill is gone, the passion, we're just going through the motion. I don't want you talking to me, hanging around me, you don't want to be here. I don't want you showing up to work and you don't want to be here. I don't want you kissing me on my face, you supposed to be my boo. Like, no, girl, like, what's that? Right? Like, I don't, because you just, it's perfunctory. Get off that cycle and run. And so that's what the cycle books are about.
Okay.
There's money books about it. There's a coloring book about it because it gets into theta state and cognitive psychology. And
all man, I love it. Man, so I gotta grab, so where can we find you, your books, all that stuff? Share that information with everybody. Please do.
Rodney C. Burris. My mama said, don't forget my C, or else I'm gonna get in trouble. And
okay, gotcha.
It was Rodney C. Burris.com on TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, any social media that you like. I'm probably on there too, doing a little something.
Yeah.
Rodney C. Burris, man. I would love to connect. Todd, I got a free book. I got a free giveaway. It's an ebook about relationships. So if your people want it, if they go to my website, if you go to my website, rodneycburris.com, after like 10 seconds or so, there's going to be a pop-up that jumps up on your phone.
Okay.
The pop-up says, you want Rodney's gift? Here it is. My little web guy did that for me. Shout out to him.
Yeah. And
so you just type that in. That's the free joint coming your way immediately. It gets you kind of involved in that whole thing. And it's remember I was talking about you got to contribute something?
Yeah. There we go. You know, I'm definitely going, man. We got to get you back, man, because like I said, this has been, like I always tell people, I love doing these podcasts because these are like coaching classes for me, man. It's a mess. You like demonstrated a master class, and like I can't wait to listen to this back, man. And I got to get the books because that caught my attention. You know, the cycle books, and so everybody go and check Rodney out because you get to see his the White House visits and all of that stuff, which is awesome, man. And I want to say thank you to you, man, for just being the humble person that you are. You know, because you have, you know, you can be that person, man, that's like, you know, I ain't got time, you know, but you give up your time, or you give your time, and you share. And I thank you so much for that, because we have to be a light into the world now. You know, we get bombarded with so much chaotic and chaos and drama throughout the day. And like I said, that feeds our minds. And so that creates that I am statement that tends towards the negative. And so we, people like yourself, you know, we have to be that voice that's in opposition to all this negative stuff that people are consuming on a daily basis. So I thank you for what you're doing, man. And keep on doing it, man, because I don't want this to be our last conversation.
We gotta link it up. And I owe this brother, I told him I got a whole list of guys, man, that
please do. Yes.
Is gonna be good. So
yeah.
Oh, I just got a crazy text message. So
Okay.
I need to handle some business too,
Oh,
man.
you handle it, man. Thank you so much for hanging out. Everybody, thank you so much. Thank you, Rodney, for hanging out with Living Your Best Life. You guys take care. Rodney, we'll catch you on the next go around, man. Be good. Peace.